Have you prepared the cabin for landing in retirement? FAPA Financial Services is a registered investment advisor built by and dedicated to professional pilots. And having been pilots ourselves, we understand the complexities that retirement can bring, from the mandatory cutoff age of 65 at the airlines to the stress of the job itself. We will create a financial plan and invest your portfolio for a smooth land so that you can focus on doing the job safely for those depending on you. Visit our website, FAPAfinancial.com, to learn more.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to FAPA Talk. I'm Tim Gens with FAPA, and with me today is Thomas Simon, who's the Pilot Talent Acquisition Manager at Tradewind. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Hi, Tim. Great. Thanks for having me today.
You are very welcome. Thank you for being here. Your background is amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Between the sunset and the clouds and the aircraft there, it is absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
So,
it's a cool photo.
well, before we start talking about Tradewind, let's start with a little bit about you. Thomas, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So, I got into aviation kind of a roundabout way. I started off in marketing. I was in corporate marketing for several years and then decided it wasn't for me. So instead, I decided to pursue aviation, something that I was interested in my entire life in.
Hmm.
So I transferred to Eastern Michigan University, and graduated from there with the aviation administration program and received my private pilot. After college, I became a director of marketing and recruitment for the EMU aviation program. So it was really, really interesting pathway that I
Hmm.
went. And now I landed myself here at Tradewind about a year and a half ago.
The more we talk to different people in aviation, the more you realize there's almost never a linear path. Yes, there are people that from out of the womb, they know they want to be a pilot and that is their entire goal, but that's not the majority of us. All of us have a very, very different and unique journey. You don't have to know about this from birth. I remember working with a guy who was 46 years old. He'd been a professional opera singer his entire life, and at 46, he decided he wanted to become an airline pilot. So you can go any which way you want, and it's a whole lot of fun. But awesome that you found aviation. Aviation is definitely one of those industries that always stands the cool test. You could just tell someone I'm in aviation. Really? It's a whole
Really,
lot of
yeah.
fun. It's always fun. So, well, thank you for that. Why don't we start in talking a little bit about Tradewind?
Sure. So, Train was founded in 2001 by brothers David and Eric Zipkin. We're a growing 135 commuter and on-demand operator. We fly the Pilatus PC-12, and also we
Hmm.
have Cessna Citation CJ3s. We offer the personal air travel, both private and scheduled services. On We fly about 5,600 passengers and average about 1,200 flights per month. Yeah, so quite a lot of flights per month there. And we do actually hit over 400 charters that are booked per month right now. A little bit more about us. We have maintained a spotless safety record for over 20 plus years and continue to exceed those FAA/ARO industry standards for aircraft operations, pilot training, and maintenance. Also, we've been awarded Condé Nast Reader's Choice third best airline in the U.S. for 2023, and that's the third year in a row. So we're actually going for year four now. It's really awesome.
Awesome. Well, that's a four-peat.
Yeah, hopefully come for 2024. Vote for us.
Awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic. The PC-12 fleet, obviously that's something a little different.
Yeah.
Is kind of similar to a King Air fleet at some places. Does that enable you to go ahead and go into places that maybe a normal larger jet can't necessarily go?
Exactly. And that's why we operate them. We do a lot of flying down in the Caribbean. So a lot of island hopping. And also we fly in the Northeast with Martha's Vineyard, and places like that. So the performance on the PC-12 definitely allows us to get into those smaller airports.
Awesome. I was talking to someone I work with the other day, and she flies the PC-12 in Wisconsin, and she was saying that it is one of her favorite aircraft to fly. She absolutely loves
Yeah.
it. So it's a great
Yeah,
looking aircraft.
I get a lot of fanboys that are and girls that are really just want to fly the PC-12. That's why they want to come
Yes.
here. Especially in the Caribbean and St. Bart's and all. They would love to fly into that, that airport down there. So definitely a, a great bird to fly.
Yes, absolutely. Um, Talk a little bit about your pilots. Where are all of your pilots based, or where are your bases?
Sure. So we have four bases: Oxford, Connecticut, Westchester, New York, Stewart, Florida, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. Pilots must be able to relocate within 90 minutes of one of those bases.
Okay.
Due to our operation, this position is not really commutable, so it's not really for the
Mm.
person that would want to be home based, more the person that are interested in relocating and flying for a fun company and flying into some very unique airports.
I think it was a couple FAPA talks ago. We were speaking with someone that was talking about the airline side of the career and was saying that, the average airline, I can't remember exactly the number, but it was a
Yeah,
relatively small number of airports, nation and worldwide, that the average Part 121 pilot is going to see. But then something like the charter world, and especially when you're flying a very versatile aircraft like the PC-12, you're pardon the pun, sky quite literally is the limit of all the different aircraft or airports you can go to.
that's very true. The PC-12, it handles it like beautifully. It really does.
Awesome. So, on that topic, obviously, when someone wants to become a professional pilot, we know there's lots of options, but I think the average person thinks professional pilot equals airlines, and that is it. Why would someone want to choose Tradewind over a different carrier or over I don't want to call it traditional, but the more well-known airline route?
Sure. I say the 135 world is a world that no one explores, but when they do, they want to stay there.
Hmm.
We offer the most unique flying types of unique type of flying, the island hopping down in Caribbean, and we also fly through some of the most busiest airspaces within New York, which really builds our pilots' stick and rudder skills.
Hmm.
Um, some other things that makes Tradewind stand out: diversity, our commitment, and we it plays a big part into our good speed culture. As you
Hmm.
know, March was Women's Month, and actually 63% of our flight operations team are women. 16 of
Awesome.
them are PC-12 captains, and 14% of them are flight crews. So it's really amazing
Oh,
to have such a great diversity and culture built into Tradewind.
yes, absolutely. Especially when we're talking about trying to promote aviation, we're all in the business of trying to go and grow our industry. And when young people start taking a look at an operation like that, and they see someone that they can identify with, someone that looks like them, it's huge for getting more people into aviation. So that is fantastic. Those numbers are great. Obviously, well above the national average. Um, so what are you guys looking for in your pilot groups? Total time, minimum times,
Sure.
with the exception of the within 90 minutes of one of the bases.
Yeah. So I recommend applying at the advertised minimums, which we have 800 hours total time, 7 hours of night time is preferred. There is some wiggle room in that.
Mhm.
Our hiring class windows is typically from September to May of every year. So applying around that time with that preferred time rate will definitely help you coming in. So
Okay, so you said 800 total time ish and 75 night.
yes, 75 night.
Okay,
We also
gotcha.
do prefer the CFI and CFII, as we do fly a lot into uh, weather areas such as the Northeast and stuff. We would do prefer you to have a really good core instrument knowledge.
And that's one of the greatest things about being the CFI.
Yeah.
Anyone who said those who can't do teach, I think there was a misinterpretation there, because the best way to learn how to fly an airplane is start teaching people.
Yeah.
I've said it before, probably on FAPA Talk. I'd love to find my first 10 students, give them all their money back, because I learned more about flying from teaching them than they learned from me teaching them to fly. And then when you get that CFII and you're teaching instruments, it just solidifies those skills. And so it's a great
Yeah.
way to do it. So with it, I think it's fantastic that you guys look for that. It's a great quality of a person. Um, so if someone wanted to, we talked about the time frame. If someone wanted to go ahead and apply, or let's say they wanted to get more information about trade winning opportunities, how could they go ahead and get that or reach out to you?
Yeah, for sure. So first, to check out our website, flytradewind.com/pilots. That is your one-stop shop for everything that you want to know. There's actually a pilot career guide on there that will answer probably all the questions that you may have about Tradewind, our operation, requirements, and benefits. Also following us on Instagram and Facebook at Tradewind Pilots. You can also follow the company and myself on LinkedIn, which is one of our big avenues of how we recruit pilots.
Awesome. Going back to when someone was applying, you said you're looking for about 800 hours.
Yeah,
How early can someone apply? If someone is building 100 hours a month, and let's
sure.
say they're at 600 hours, should they wait to apply until they're at minimums, or can they kind of ping you guys a little bit earlier?
They can definitely ping us earlier. The application won't reject you based on your hours, but I do recommend you keep it updated and keep us updated on LinkedIn, and just keep us how you keep tell us how you're doing throughout your training and throughout your hour building. I recommend about every 100 hours or so, updating your
Mhm.
application
Mhm.
and reaching out to us if you're really, really interested in the job.
Okay, fantastic. Before we get to kind of our happy fun question,
Yeah.
is there anything else about Tradewind or flying for Tradewind that you want everyone to know?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest differences is that we offer pathway programs with two major airlines and partnered with United Aviate and JetBlue Gateways, allowing you to skip the regionals, which is our tagline, which is a really great benefit for people that not really want to go into 121 just yet. They want to have some more experience and fun flying, and then possibly go into the 121 world, which is one of the biggest differences that Tradewind has to offer.
Sure. Okay, fantastic. Um, One random question for you.
Sure.
What's your favorite aircraft? It doesn't have to be one that you've flown. It doesn't have to be the company airplane. Doesn't even have to be real, because mine's the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, there you
So,
go.
or technically the heavily modified Corellian YT 1300 freighter.
There you go.
But yeah, what's your favorite aircraft?
Uh, geez. I would have to say the Queen of the Sky is the 747. It's just
Yeah.
such an iconic, majestic aircraft. It really brings nostalgia to me,
Mhm.
especially looking at it on the ground, seeing those 747s take off. It's sad that they're starting to retire them.
Yeah.
I will love that plane forever. Yeah.
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, you don't have to know much about aviation. You don't have to look at a two-engine jet and know what exactly it is. But when you see the 747, the four engines, that big bubble on the top
Yep,
of it, it is so easy to recognize. So
it
I
is.
agree
It's
with
a
you.
beautiful aircraft. Yes.
It definitely is. So, well, Thomas, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you at some of the upcoming FAPA events. And everyone, we will go ahead and catch you next time.
Thank you.